This tutorial will be the putting in the second bathroom, and I always like to start with the most difficult bathroom and then work my way back to the easiest one. And this was the most difficult, so that one was my first choice. This one I still believe is going to be okay, and this is the master bath, and I think that'll be okay as well. But I have a problem here. I just don't really have enough room. So let's put some dimensions in here just to see what I have. Is this 6 feet? Yeah, so that one's good. 6 feet to there, then the wall. But there I only have 5'9", and I really need, what did we say, 7'6". 2'6" plus 3 is 5'6", and 2 is 7'6". So I really need at least this distance, and I don't have it. So I'm going to go quickly look at the 3D view, and I have an option which will change the stacked wall. I'm going to change the stacked wall to this point and leave the stacked wall as it is, like this from here. So I'll go back to the second floor, and I have this little split right here. So I'm going to split this wall right there. So now right now they're the same wall, but they're two different walls. So this is the same type of wall here. This is the same type of wall here. This one I want to change. So I'm going to click on that one and go over to Edit Type, and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call it OH for overhang. And now what I'm going to do is take this second floor wall. Let's take a look at the preview. And I'm going to offset that. Instead of by 1 inch, I'm going to offset it by 2 feet. Let's see what happens. Nothing. That did not work the way I wanted it to. Oh, that's because I have different walls here. That's my fault. Remember, I'm actually building this wall the way that it would actually be constructed, but we're just taking this particular wall and sending it all the way to the top, which is fine for this class. So this is the wall I need to offset that by 2 feet. So I'll say -2 feet, and look what happens. Minus was the wrong way to go, so I'm just going to get rid of the minus and say 2 feet. So now if you take a look at that wall, my basement wall stays where it is, the brick ledge stays where it is, the bond stays where it is, the first floor wall stays where it is, second floor bond should move out to there, so I'm going to change that second floor bond, and instead of being reckless and not paying attention by making sure that I've highlighted, see, that's what I didn't do when I was highlighting these. When I moved these, I didn't actually pay attention by looking for what was highlighted. So I'm going to change that to 2 feet. Well, now I have to see, for me, I have to change these walls. You don't have these walls in your tutorial. So I'm going to change that to 2 feet. And this one I'm probably going to change. Let's see what happens if I change it to 2 feet. And see, it doesn't quite line up. So I'm going to take an inch out of that. So I'm going to make that 1'11" and just see what happens. Yeah, so now all of my materials line up. So you can see that this is really how that wall would be built. It wouldn't just have one component to it. It'd have 3 different assemblies. But for the purpose of this, our class, just this one wall, which I'm calling wall number 3, going all the way up to the top is okay. And we'll say okay, and we'll say okay. And now look what happens. Unjoin the segments. And now, when we look at it in 3D, this floor actually overhangs, or this wall actually overhangs the first floor by 2 feet. And that gave me an extra couple of feet upstairs without changing the lower level. So that's an option. So let's go back to the second floor. This wall is going to have to be, this wall is, no, that might not be true. I'm going to have to change this wall because this wall extends all the way out, but it has a exterior exposure, so I have to change that wall. But for now, it's okay. But look what didn't happen. My second floor didn't extend out to there. So let's edit it. And we'll extend it out to the face of here. And let's remove the constraints because I had it locked to something else. Say okay. no for extending the walls up to the top. And now my floor goes out as far as it was supposed to. So it was locked to this plywood, I guess, but not to the second floor wall plywood for whatever reason. So I had to modify it by hand. All right, so now 7'9", I needed 7'6", so I'm okay there. I can take this out. And let's be lazy here. Well, let's see what the width of this is now. The width of this from here to here is 7'9" and 7/8. And what's the width here? 8'2½". All right, so let's change that to 8'2½". Okay, and whoops, 8'2.5", and unjoin the elements. So that made this bedroom a little bit smaller in this direction, but I have that flexibility. And so now what I want to do, let's move this wall. When I see my mouse is an arrow right now, but when I hover over the door and I see the arrows going in 4 directions, I'm talking about, see how the mouse changes here? It's just a single arrow, and then it becomes the 4 different arrows. That means that I can drag it down, and I want to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, and then okay, so that's enough for now. And I'm going to copy that from where to where? From this intersection. Let's see if it'll let me. It's not letting me take it to this intersection, but it's letting me take it to there, and then I'll just have to move it back. So we'll unjoin the elements, and let's see what it let me do. Okay, and so I still have it all highlighted, so now I'll move it up, and I'm going to move it from here straight back to there. So what did we lose? Okay, we lost something. We lost the tub, so I'll just say create similar and put the tub over here and align it. It's telling me that there are identical instances of that tub there. What it's saying is that there's 2 tubs there. So let's delete one of them. Let's delete that one. And let's do the create similar again. And I'm going to put that right here. It's on the wrong side. Hit the space bar, unjoin the elements. So now I have that. I want to put that sink in there. Let's see if I can copy that sink. And let's see if I can copy holding down the control key. Let's see if I can copy the mirror too. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. We're going to find out in a second. We're going to try to move it from that corner to this corner. It's not letting me, but I can move it straight across to there, and then I can move it back. Move it from here straight back. All right, didn't let me move this extrusion. I'm gonna try it one more time, and then we'll have to do a workaround. And yeah, it's not letting me do it. So I'll just drag it back to there, and then I will edit it in place, put a dimension line in. This is my mirror, remember? And I'll click on this line right here, and I guess I'm going to have to edit the extrusion, and then click on this line and change it to 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I have a little trouble there. I'm going to X out of everything. I'm going to start over. First, I'm going to change it. I don't need it to be in color. I'll change it to hidden lines. And I have actually got a dimension right here, so I'll change that to 3/4. And it didn't work. Let's see if it'll let me move it now. Might not. Oh, maybe. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So what do I got? I have my countertop already in, and so I get the exact same bathroom over here. Now, let's say okay to that by hitting the green check mark. Let's go to this view. And I want to copy 3 more things. 1, 2, 3. And I will copy them from the edge of this wall over to the edge of this wall. Go back to the floor plan, and I'll see that it's out a little bit too far. So I'll use my align tool and pick that, and align this guy, and this guy. Whoops, I didn't have multiple lines selected. So I want to pick this, and I'm going to say multiple alignment. So it's going to let me align more than one thing to the line that I wanted everything to be aligned to. All right, looks good. We'll go back to the what's left to do. Put the bathroom in, and that's very simple. I want to change the door, so we'll use that match properties to make it real simple. I'll just click on that door and that door. So now they both have the same values. And if we center that door, let's see what we get. Here, 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 equal, delete, hit the enter key. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to use my second bathroom in there now. Those both have the gap. So my question is, that has a gap over there. That's good. That's good. And that has the gap. That has the gap too. So I guess whatever I said in the previous tutorial about that was not correct. So now we got our second bathroom in. And if we couldn't make it fit exactly, then we would have fixed it differently. So I'm going to go to this section just to show you what's going on now. I made an overhang. And what that means is that the second floor overhangs the first floor. And now I have another stacked wall that has that overhang feature to it. And so that gave me enough room to fit my toilet and my vanity in that space without changing the first floor. I didn't have to move the first floor out. And I also see that I have an issue here. So I know I have an issue here that I have to deal with. And this, I think, is a stacked wall. Yeah, so I can't continue it any farther back here, because if I look at the first floor, that stacked wall stops right here. If I drilled that stacked wall back this way, then it would put, on the first floor, it would put something here. So I need to put a second floor wall there. But right now we're working on bathrooms. So there's our second bathroom, and that was really easy to put in. And so you're using the copy command and duplicating the things that you have.